Treatment. You mentioned that what usually comes to mind is chemicals, big facilities, noise, smells. Okay. So what you see here is another way of treating wastewater using plants. So these are model units. We call this nature-based solution. It is an ecological technology of treating wastewater. What we are using? Gravel, okay, rocks that we find in nature, plants, reeds, and that's it. No chemicals, no concrete, no steel, no equipment, maybe perhaps a pump in a big facility, maybe you need 1 or 2 pumps, that's it. So everything is done, so the treatment here is done by some processes that we find in nature naturally, occur naturally. How all this developed? Some scientists many decades ago, they noticed that in natural wetlands, we see at some level a capacity to polish, to purify, to clean water at a certain level. So the idea is, okay, we take this system, we build it for a specific purpose, wastewater treatment, in a controlled environment. So we exploit natural processes and we are treating wastewater. So much more ecological, much more easier, much cheaper, very important, okay, compared to what we have in mind as conventional mechanical treatment. But of course we need a little bit more space compared to what we are using, the typical technologies. And not just wastewater, here we are treating the watering sludge. You know these big wastewater treatment facilities that you are mentioning, there we have a byproduct on a daily basis. What is this byproduct? Maybe you've heard it, municipal sludge, solids. So in these facilities, a big headache what to do with this sludge. We cannot just spread it in the environment, it's still contaminated, it's a huge volume. So usually we dewater it to remove most of the water so that we can reduce the size and either then dry it, stabilize it and give it to agriculture, it's nice as fertilizer, or just dump it in a landfill. So what we are doing here is exactly the same process but with the same concept. The watering, stabilizing sludge using plants. What is the benefit also in this case? In the typical facilities, this process is done by some really large machines, large like what you see the greenhouse here could be, centrifuges, very complex belt presses, filter presses, very complex equipment, which need also chemical, consume a lot of energy, they break down often. So this is also an alternative. Questions?